Roborock E5 promises hands-off cleaning with big room coverage, smart navigation, and enough suction to pull sand out of carpet. Either we've reached budgetrobot nirvana or we've got another case of optimistic marketing in a sleek shell. On paper, you get up to 2500 paw suction, a 5200 mAh battery rated for about 200 minutes, optical path tracking for straight-line cleaning, and even an optional clip-on mop in the E5 mop bundle. Sounds criminally generous for the price. But here's the thing, specs can look great while reality gets messy. Here's what caught my attention during testing in a 1200 SQ FT apartment and a cluttered 2-story home. I actually ran this daily for 2 weeks and I've got receipts. I've put the direct link to check current pricing in the description, but before you click anything, let me show you what I discovered after 2 weeks of testing. What Roborock claims the E5 will do: keep hard floors and low to medium pile carpets clean with strong suction and smartish navigation, cover large areas on a single charge, and give you app control with voice commands. The key promises: 2500 paw suction with carpet boost, up to 200 minutes of runtime from a 5200 mAh battery, gyro plus optical navigation for efficient straight-line cleaning, app control and voice assistant support, with an optional mop attachment. Sounds solid for a budget bot, right? Pretty bold claims for the price tier, but here's where things get interesting. They claim 2500 paw suction. What you actually get is good everyday pickup with caveats. Here's why. On hard floors, the E5 did well with dust, hair, and crumbs, but the single-side brush can sometimes fling lighter debris outward before looping back to catch it. On medium carpet, it boosted suction automatically and pulled up visible grit, but larger particles like dry cereal occasionally got nudged rather than swallowed on the first pass. Reality check. Suction is strong for its class, but it's not a shop vac, and edge cleaning still depends on multiple passes. They claim up to 200 minutes of runtime. What you actually get is 120 to 160 minutes in balanced mode in a real home with obstacles, which is still very good. Here's why. The rated 200 minutes happens in quiet mode on hard, open floors. Add rugs, furniture legs, and higher suction bursts and the math changes. The plot twist: even at 150-ish minutes, it covered an entire main floor and docked with about 20% battery left, so endurance is a genuine win. They imply smart navigation. What you actually get is consistent straight-line passes using gyros and an optical sensor, but no true room mapping or saved floor plans. Here's why. There's no LiDAR turret here, so while it draws a basic map during a run, it won't do room-by-room scheduling or no-go zones in the app. Let's be real here, if you want selective room cleaning and invisible walls, this isn't it. You'll be using physical barriers and a tidy space to guide it. They claim mopping. What you actually get is light dusting, not stain removal. Here's why. The clip-on water tank keeps a damp pad that lifts fine dust on tile and laminate, but sticky spills, dried coffee, or pet paw marks require a manual mop. If you expect S7-level sonic scrubbing, this isn't that. They tout app control and voice commands. Reality check. The Roborock app works reliably for starting, stopping, scheduling, and adjusting suction, and Alexa/Google commands were responsive. But there's no granular mapping features, no digital no-go zones, and multi-floor support is minimal since it doesn't store maps. Evidence: after moving it to my upstairs, it cleaned fine, but the app treated it like a new run every time. Here's where things get interesting. The E5 includes a physical remote with a magnetic back. That sounds old school, but it's actually handy. You can steer spot cleans without opening the app, and guests can hit pause or dock without asking where your phone is. Not life-changing, but unexpectedly useful. And the climb rating: it handled thresholds up to just under 0.8 inches in my tests. Thicker rug lips stopped it occasionally, but most transitions were fine. Noise is respectable, around 60 dB in balanced and roughly mid to high 60s in max, measured at 1 meter. Not whisper quiet, but TV with subtitles doable. Cleaning performance: on hard floors, pickup is strong with occasional scatter from the side brush. It usually recovers debris by the second pass. On carpet, it does well with dust and pet hair, especially with carpet boost engaged. If you have long hair or shedding pets, you'll be popping off the brush weekly to clear wraps, but the brush guard lifts easily and cleaning takes a couple of minutes. Navigation and mapping: the E5 moves in neat rows, which looks reassuring. But here's what nobody tells you: because it doesn't save a precise map, it can't target specific rooms or draw digital barriers. If you're cool with full home cleans or simple spot sweeps, you'll love it. If you're chasing room-specific routines, jump up to a LEDAR model like the Roborock E5, battery and noise. The 5200 mAh pack is the same capacity Roborock uses in pricier bots, and it shows. It routinely finished my 900 SQ FT main level on one charge with juice to spare. What the marketing doesn't mention, runtime varies a lot with max suction and carpet. Expect 90 to 120 minutes if you live on rugs and like max. Noise is moderate. Power spikes are audible on carpet but never obnoxious. Build and maintenance. At about 3.6 inches tall, it fits under most couches and sideboards. The dust bin is generously sized around the 600 plus ml mark, which means fewer trips to the trash. Filter is washable. Do that every couple of weeks to keep suction up. No auto-empty dock here and no virtual walls in the app. Red flag to note, some listings imply mapping and smart zones that the E5 doesn't actually do. Always check the fine print for E5 versus S or Q series. User feedback trends. Owners praise the cleaning lines and reliability, but common complaints are basic app features and occasional furniture bumps before it reroutes. My experience matches that closely. Verdict: recommended for budget-minded buyers who want set-and-forget daily cleaning on hard floors and low to medium pile carpet. It's worth it if you value long battery life, straightforward controls, and don't need room mapping or a heavy-duty mop. Buy with caution if your home relies on no-go zones, you have lots of dark rugs that can confuse optical sensors, or you want multi-floor mapped routines. If you can grab it around the lower end of its usual price range, it's a strong value. If prices creep up toward mid-tier LEDAR bots, consider the Roborock Q5 or Q5 Plus for real mapping and optional auto-empty. For what the E5 costs, it hits the essentials and skips the bells and whistles. Stay savvy out there. Thanks for watching. If this review saved you from wasting money or helped you find something actually worth buying, I've put the link to check current pricing and read more reviews in the description. And hey, if you do decide to buy through my link, it helps fund these investigations without costing you extra. Got a question I didn't cover or want me to compare the E5 against the Q5 or an entry Roomba? Drop it in the comments. Next up, I'm testing budget auto-empty docks to see which ones actually work. Subscribe so you don't miss it. See you in the next one.